Hello and welcome to the Board Game Badger. My name is Emma and today we're going to be unboxing Ark Nova. This is not a new game, it was released in 2021. It is however new to me, I've never played it. And actually this isn't even my copy of the game, this belongs to my friend Andy, who has been incredibly generous in offering for me to unbox the game on the channel. I don't know about you, but I always find that opening up and looking at all the different components to be one of the most satisfying parts of getting a new game. So incredibly generous of Andy to delegate that enjoyment to me. Thank you very much to Andy. So looking at the back of the box, Ark Nova. In Ark Nova you will plan and design a modern, scientifically managed zoo. Striving to make the most successful zoological establishment, you will build enclosures, accommodate animals and support conservation projects all over the world. Specialists and unique buildings will help you in achieving this goal. So Ark Nova is a game that has bimbled around on my wish list for some time. Ark Nova is a game that has bimbled around on my wish list for some time, and the reason that I'm drawn to the game are the elements mentioned here. So building up a zoo, creating habitats with animals. I like that theme. I also really like the artwork on the box. In terms of what stopped me getting it so far, I don't think anything really has prevented me from adding it to my collection. It's just that I tend to find other games seem to be higher on my wish list and they tend to get purchased first. So I am really keen to see today what is inside the game, and then have a little bit of a more detailed look. So it is a 1 to 4 player game. I do like a game with a solo mode, 14 plus, and it says 90 to 150 minutes. I have heard from people who say that there is a lot of downtime in the game and it does take a long time to play, and for some people solo is their preferred way to play because you can just make those decisions in your own time and you're not waiting around for other people to take their turn. Be interesting to have a look at this solo, but also when I give this back to Andy, maybe get this to the table multiplayer and have a bit of a comparison. Okay, I do like the colours on this box and this collection of animals. I think it's a really attractive box design. It's an unusual shape though. A lot of the games that I have that are what I would call the big box games, they're that sort of, what is it, 30 by 30 Kallax kind of measurement. This one is slightly taller, so that's interesting. Okay, let's have a look at what's in here. Okay, first things first, there are some bags in here, which is really good. We've had some conversations lately actually in Board Games Club about board games that have lots of components. They've got decks of cards, they've got tokens, chits, meeples, all sorts of things, and then no way to effectively store them. So really nice to see some bags in that box. Let's have a look at these cards. Let's see if there is a tab here somewhere, but can I see it anywhere? Okay. There are quite a few cards here. I will say they are a little on the thin side for my liking, but there are a lot of them. We have a cheetah. We have the cheetah's conservation status and his scientific name and an ability or a bonus there, and some icons about who that animal is and where he lives. Cool. Lions, leopard, big cats we've got here, and a fox, tigers. Interestingly here that they have gone with, are these photographs of animals rather than artwork? They're either photographs or they're extremely photorealistic, which is an interesting choice because in a game I like artwork to be artwork. I'm less drawn to photos in games, but actually I think these really work, especially in the context of building out a zoo. It does give a sense of realism to the theme of the game. I like that. Oh, look at the dingo. Oh, that elephant. They are cracking pictures of the animals. Oh, a tapir. We love a tapir in my house. Reindeer, llamas. Oh, red deer. We like deer as well. Porcupines. There's a wide range of animals here. Some monkeys. Oh, look at him. So a great array of animals, and I really like those. I think they're really striking images. The text on the cards, I will say, I'm often on the lookout for this. The text on the card is not too small. I think that's quite nice. Often on a card you find they're trying to cram in so much information and also have artwork that the sacrifice that's made is that icons become very small or text becomes very small. But I like the size of the text on this card, and I like the iconography. It's clean, it's easy to see, hopefully not going to be straining people's eyes to look at these cards. Very, very nice. I'm going to have to bust out some of those baggies and organise this for Andy before I give it back to him. Let's open the next one. What have we got in here? The same backs as the other cards, and these are more animals. So we have an adder. So we have some snakes and some amphibians here, and lizards, and some birds. Oh, look at that peafowl. Very nice pictures of the animals. I am drawn to a game with an animals theme. I just don't know about you, but I just find them immediately relaxing. I have Cascadia, I have Wingspan. I do like games where you just got animals. Oh, now we've got, looks like some people. Science lab, a spokesperson, a veterinarian, a science museum, some research, medical breakthroughs, basic research, science library, an expert on the Americas, an expert on Europe, nice beard, expert on Australia, an expert on Asia, an expert on Africa, a global breeding program, talented communicators. So I guess these are the expertise we can draw on to build up our zoo. Again with the photos, and I wasn't sure what I would think of these, particularly people. I'm not keen on photos of people in games, but these, I think these work well. Again, I think they fit well with the theme. Expert in small animals. Expert in large animals. And some sponsorships. Oh, who wouldn't want to sponsor this little guy? We've got herpetologists and ornithologists, experts in predators and herbivores. Cool. There are a lot of cards. I think I saw on the back of the box 255 cards in this game. These cards have different backs. So we have a shield, we have one with an hourglass, and then these, let's just go through them a step at a time. Let's put these ones down. So large animal zoos, these look like perhaps objective cards. Gain shield for the construction of your zoo, connecting water spaces, connecting rock spaces. Yeah, these look like objective cards to me. I like a game with objectives that I can work towards. Cool. And then these green ones, these have that same shield on the back. So species diversity, habitat diversity, Africa. So again, I guess more different types of objectives. Let's have a look at these ones because these are double-sided. So we've got sponsors, association, build, and on the back, oh, a break, tea break. I like a tea break. Oh, another tea break. Lots of tea breaks in my zoo. Cool, they're double-sided. Again, same quality, they feel okay. The texture of them is nice. They are a little on the thin side for me. Speaking of tea breaks. Yum. And then here we've got more cards with this back. Hydrologist, geologist, meerkat. Oh, penguin pool, aquarium, aerial cableway. So these look like structures that you would be building to house particular animals. Okapi stables, a zoo school, playgrounds, guided school tours. And then particular national parks, Blue Mountains, particular habitats, breeding programs. Lots going on in these cards, but again, I like how clear they are, to look at, and I guess once you understand the iconography, that it's pretty simple to use. Okay. We now have a large bag with tokens in them. Let's take a little look at a couple of these. Oh, there's a big one. And some different ones. Let's get a few different ones out. Okay, that's a... What is that shape? Somebody is going to know what that is intended to be. Please do drop it in the comments and tell me, is that a log? I don't know. It's very interesting. It's wood. It's nice, but I don't know what it is. Feel free to tell me. And here we have some, again, wooden tokens painted nice bright colours. They feel nice. Ooh, I am dropping them everywhere. And then we've got here in 4 different colours some different meeple tokens. And again, same quality, same bright colours. Very nice. Okay, so we have here, what do we have here? But it's a board. It's a nice board. Nice clear images on the board. And here we have the rule book. A break token. That's the break token. Okay. So again, answers on a postcard, please. What is this? Is this a very chunky coffee cup? Or teacup? Or beer mug, maybe? Please tell me what that is meant to be, aside from a break token. So, components, we've got a good components list there, which is good. I like an introduction and a goal, because I think understanding the goal of the game will help me get going very quickly. And so I like a setup that shows the setup as well as explaining the steps and has some little markers that tell you stuff. I find that's very, very helpful. Gameplay. The rule book is very text heavy. It looks like it's well laid out. There's colour coding and there are some images, but wow, that is text heavy. And it's, how many pages are we looking at? 19 pages. 19 very text dense pages of rules there. And then we've got some solo challenges. Oh, and here's the solo game. So a page here for solo modification, and it doesn't look like there's a massive rules overhead, although woe is me, I don't get to use this strange little thing in the solo game. So I'm going to have to play it multiplayer now. Okay, so there's the rule book. Ah, a glossary. I like a glossary. I do like to be able to look up something rather than having to flick through the rule book. And it's got icons and an explanation of what they are, but again, very text heavy. I do like to read a rule book. That is going to need to be read when I am not feeling tired, because that is a lot of text. Ah, and this is even better. A reference guide with the icons and a very brief description. I like that very much. I think that's great. Yeah, that is really good. Okay, so what have we got here? So this looks like a player board. They're double-sided. And they've got different abilities on them. Slightly different setups for each one. So I'm guessing that means there's a lot of variation in this game when you replay, because if you had a different board, perhaps it will give you bonuses for different things or steer you in different directions, present a slightly different challenge each time you play, and I do like it when the game does that, so that's pretty cool. And here we have some habitat tiles. I'm just gonna punch one out just to see what it's like. That's a decent sized cardboard token with a nice image on it of a little waterfall. That's very nice. Ooh. And some of these icons like we've seen on the quick reference guide. Cool. These are nice and big. I like these big numbers. This looks like another punch board with very similar tokens included. And these ones, again, some more they either habitat or enclosure tokens, and some with animals on. And they're double-sided. Cool. A lot of components in this game. Right. Ah! Ooh! Right, okay, we'll get to that bit in a minute. I got excited then. So here, oh my goodness. Wow, okay, this is the game board, and I'm not sure I can fit it all on. Can I fit it all on the camera? No, I can't. Wow, that is a game board and a half. It seems to be very much the thing in some board games to have this long, thin arrangement for a board game where you're going to place it in the middle of a table, and then you're going to have players sitting along the long sides. And I do like it. I think it's pretty cool because you get lots of stuff here. So you'll have decks of cards in here, you'll have the score track all the way around. I think my only reservation about boards like this is that because they are so long, in comparison to a square board, I find it's more likely that you're going to have whoever sits at either end struggling to see what's available at the other end of the board if there are cards or a market out. But it's a nice layout. I do think it looks nice, and this this is great. I love this. So we've got here 2 component trays. So as well as the bags that I showed you earlier, there are trays for the components to go in, and I really like this because what I'm hoping is that the majority of tokens from these punch boards will go in here, and that would mean that when we play the game, we can lift these trays out of the box, put them on the table, play the game, put them back, significantly speed up setting up the game, packing it away at the end, and also making it much easier to contain on the table. Sometimes games can just sprawl all over the table, stuff can go everywhere. This is really cool. I like this, and it's just a nice plastic tray with components, with compartments for different things to go in, and a lid so that when the game is in transit or is being stored sideways, things aren't going all over the place. I think that is great, a really nice feature, and I wish more games were able to do that. Fantastic. Okay, so that is Ark Nova. I am going to see if I can have a little go with it before I give it back, just to kind of get a feel for what the game is, a bit of a try before you buy, if you will, on a solo basis. And then I'd like to see if we can get this to the table at Board Games Club so we can have a go, see how it goes out multiplayer. I would be really interested to hear from you. Ooh, let's put this thing away. I would be really interested to hear from you how you find this game, both in solo and in multiplayer, what you think of it. Do you recommend it? Any tips or hints that you have for playing this game would be very much appreciated, because it is, as I say, a new one on me. Okay, so I'm just going to put these back and close up the box. So once again, thank you to Andy for lending me his game so that I could show it off on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. I will leave you to the rest of your day. I hope it's a good one, and I hope to see you next time.